Banana. Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. And it's time for a review of the new Temples album, Sunstructures. This is the debut full-length LP from UK-based rock outfit Temples. I've had a lot of people suggesting this record to me, usually tagging it with something like, "Whoa, hey, dude, if you like Tame Impala, then give this record a listen, because they're both psychedelic pop, and you're gonna like that." But the thing is, while I do like a lot of Tame Impala's songs, and I did love their last record, there's always been something about their unapologetic, in-your-face nostalgia that has always sort of rubbed me the wrong way. On their second full-length LP, I feel like the band really upped the quality of the songwriting and the melody writing, and the production too, and it was so good that the blatant 60s psych pop worship wasn't so distracting. However, in the case of Temples, at least for me, it is incredibly distracting. Even if the bassy kick drums and the watery guitars and the lavish keys are all executed and mixed really well and just sound gorgeous. My biggest issue with the instrumentation on this record lies in the vocals. I feel like they give in too easily to the temptation to play the revolver card, and they deliver very little in terms of personality as a result. If this album were a play, I would say that, wow, it has incredible production value, really top-notch set and costume design. Everyone and everything looks really good, but many of the scenes and the personality traits of the characters and the lines that they're speaking seem painfully familiar to productions I've already seen, from the Zombies and the Flaming Lips and the Beatles and the Beach Boys, all of whom have put out records that are a lot more ambitious, larger in scope, more exciting, and in some cases, a lot more raw. Meanwhile, Temples comes through with really huge booming drums and some ultra fuzzy guitars, hoping to recreate the same kind of electricity, and I don't think it happens. Especially since many of the tracks on this LP seem so uniform in sound, even if the band does offer a bit of variety on the introduction to these tracks or some of the guitar tones across the LP. I feel like Temples have sort of neglected to acknowledge a major characteristic of some of the best records in 60s psychedelic pop and rock, and that is their spontaneity. The band really leaves that characteristic out of the picture and instead plays it pretty straight and pretty bubblegum across the 12 tracks here. Still, I think the band's sonic emulation of this style of music is really good. They have most of the characteristics down that you would expect from a record in this style, and each tune here has a pretty sharp yet slightly derivative melody to it, like the tight syncopated guitar riffs and drums on the title track here, and the really schmaltzy organ leads and chords on the track The Golden Throne, which really is one of the better tunes on this entire LP. The really bright and sunny guitar soloing at the start of the song Mesmerize is like pure ear candy. And I'm pretty impressed with the heavy instrumental layering on the track Move the Season. There are a lot of very simple, straightforward, feel-good psychedelic pop tunes on this record that are very pleasant to the ear, but as I listen to the album more and it draws on, the more impatient I get, waiting for a single novel idea to seep through the guitars, the bass lines, the drums, the vocals. And it just doesn't happen. And the more I listen to this LP, the more apparent it becomes that the group's approach to song structure is pretty unexciting as well. I don't know if it's the lack of surprises in these songs, or if it's just that the performances on this thing are just so lax, they're just so smooth and unexciting, but there's just something about many of these tunes that by the time I've hit the halfway point, the song has lost its flavor a little bit, because I kind of know what to expect. Overall, to me, this record is just simply put pop with a psychedelic veneer, and that's it. It has great sound, it has great production, it has a lot of attention to detail in terms of the oral experience of this record, but I feel like Temples puts all of their eggs in one basket on this thing and totally neglects the idea of adventure and expansion. I think this record is just a little too limited in scope and ideas to be all that exciting or interesting to me. I'm feeling a strong 5 to a light 6 on this thing. Transition, if you've given this record a listen, what did you think of it? Did you love it? Hate it? Why? What do you think I should review next? And that's it. Temples, Sunstructures, forever.